Jessi, what are your tiers looking like?
I'm I'm gonna go backwards. You
Okay.
guys went top to bottom. I'm
Ooh.
gonna go bottom to top. So I'm gonna start with my favorites category and not mine, but you know, you
Ah,
get it.
she was quick to clarify that, wasn't she?
Yeah, you get it. Of course, as Wes said, I'm gonna put Bama up there again. They have the weapons there. They have the talent there. Nick Saban left them with a pretty good system. He's still
But do they have the coaching?
kind of there. But and you have a coach that has made it very far. Didn't win a natty, but made it very far. We didn't win a natty either. So I'm excited to see what happens at Alabama. I truly don't know what's going to come from this season. And it's hard to expect the unexpected because we've had Coach Saban since 2007. So we have no idea what this is going to look like. And it's like Wes said, until I know that it's bad, I'm going to say that it's good. So Alabama's there. Call me a homer. Call me biased. I am. It's fine.
Homer.
I am. My next one is going to be Georgia. And again, these favorites are not in any numerical order, but I think Georgia has a tough schedule for sure. They're going to have some battles that they've got to win. I think they have experience on their side, which is pretty helpful. And they've got Carson Beck coming back. He had a great year. They have a lot of skill players that I think are coming back. That's going to be very helpful for them. So as long as we can keep our discipline in line, I think Georgia's a contender up there in the favorites. My next one is going to be Texas. I think Texas, they went 12-2 last year. They went 8-1 in the Big 12, which, okay. But they have a tough-ish schedule. However, they've got experience returning on their side as well. They've got Quinn Ewers returning. He's got a solid O-line, and they've picked up some good talent in the transfer portal. So I think they're going to be a team to watch. The biggest thing with them that I think is going to be a really good taste check is going to be Michigan in week 2. That's going to be a huge statement if they can beat Michigan in week 2 if they're still the reigning champions. Unless that gets taken away.
Not gonna happen, but wishful
I wouldn't
thinking.
hold your breath. Yeah.
Wishful thinking. It's fine. But from there, we're gonna go to contenders. I put Ole Miss here. Again, Ole Miss was great. I think we've got a stellar offensive mind when it comes to Lane Kiffin. They were 11-2 last year. They were 6-2 in the conference. The only thing, it's like you said, yes, they have experience on the offensive side, but we've just got to get that defense going. And they're going to have a couple, games out there that are really going to tell us what we're looking at. They've got to go to Death Valley and play in LSU. They get Georgia and OU in the Grove, so that's helpful. So we'll see what we're dealing with Ole Miss there. But for me, they're definitely a contender.
Jessi, I have to point out, and I'm not trying to be funny because I'm not trying to because I know we did this hurriedly, but I noticed you spelled the contenders Continders. But I was wondering, are you trying to allude to, you just mentioned Ole Miss, contender Lane
I,
Kiffin.
I guess it
Stop
was.
it.
I'm
Stop
just okay.
it.
Sorry, yeah.
It could have been a
Wes.
Freudian slip, but also, as I'm sure all the Auburn fans will like to point out, I went to Alabama. I can't spell. It's fine.
Joey Freshwater.
It's fine.
I'm
My
just
next
playing.
contender is going to be Mizzou for all the reasons we've already said. That schedule, come on. But they also they've got experience on their side returning too. I put Tennessee, as much as it pains me so much to do, in the contenders category. And the reason I did that, yes, they were 4-4 in the SEC last year and 9-4 overall. However, I think that there's some anchors there in their front seven that are going to be a big deal for them. And they have some tough road games for sure, but I don't know. It's like they said, they could be a little bit of a dark horse. So I'm going to put them as a contender there. Moving down to Midland. We're Midland. I'm putting LSU here in Midland. Again, we've already mentioned it. You've lost your quarterback. You've lost your star wide receiver. So for me, there's just a lot of question marks there that I couldn't put them up into the contenders category. I don't know. It's not that Nussmeier didn't do enough last year, but for me, 6-2 in the SEC, I just don't know. I think they start out against USC. We'll see how that goes. They've got to have, like I said, Ole Miss at home. I don't know. I think it's going to be a big transition from having Jaden Daniels. And I'm just too many question marks there for LSU for me. I put OU in this category. OU did pretty well in the Big 12 last year, but I think coming into the SEC, there just might be some growing pains. I think they're going to be a contender and they could make some people slip up. But for me, I just don't have enough on OU to make me put them in a contenders or a favorites category.
I think that Tennessee-Oklahoma game is going to be a real eye-opener on how Oklahoma's going to be able to hang, to be honest.
Absolutely huge. It's going to show who's who and who is for real. For Kentucky, they're going to be in this category for me too. Like you said, they've got Brock Vandagriff, which is interesting. I hope we get to see what he's really made of because we didn't really get to see that at Georgia. There's going to be a pro style offense there, I think, at Kentucky with Bush Hamden's offense, and you've got some new targets to throw to. So we'll see what's going on there. But for me, Kentucky gets a little bit of hype, and we're like, whoa, this could be something, and then it just isn't quite something.
Yep.
So I can't help it. And then for me, I don't know why I did this. I truly don't. I think I blacked out when I made this. Okay. A little bit. I put Mississippi State. Were they 1-7 in the SEC? Sure. Were they 5-7 overall? Sure. But they do have a transfer quarterback. Okay. That's going to come in and he's maybe going to help. We've got a first-year coach, so we just don't know. But they do have 10 returning starters. That's good, right?
Got to count for something.
They have a little bit of a tough schedule, and I'm interested to see how they play against Arizona State because they do have to go on a road trip to Arizona State.
That's really random.
At Midland, I think they could trip some people up this year. Who could say? On to dog water, as we do. I'm putting Auburn here. I'm not convinced on Hugh Freeze just yet. I'm just not. I'm sorry, Auburn, be mad at me. Call me a Bammer. Yes, and. South Carolina. I've had high hopes for South Carolina the past 2 seasons, and it just has not come to fruition for me. And they were 3-5 in the SEC, 5-7 overall. Yes, they're supposed to have like 15 starters return, but I'm just not sold. I'm sorry. I'm not sold. I had high hopes and you hurt me too many times. Arkansas, again, right here. Arkansas had it so close so many times and it's just gone. And with their 2 stars out, I think we're in dog water territory here. I'm so sorry, Fayetteville. I wanted more for you. It's not there. A&M, another one. A lot of transfer portals, but also picked up some in the transfer portal. We're in a post Jimbo Fisher era. I don't know how I feel. Don't ask. I'm not there yet. But I don't think we're enough to be Midland yet. I think we moved from just plain awful to dog water, which is a good step, but we have to continue to build. And then we make it to just plain awful. Vanderbilt, it goes without saying. I'm so sorry. You didn't win a single SEC game last year. So.
But they're helping out with our GPA across the conference. So there's
100%.
They are, and they're great.
And their baseball team's no, their baseball team's not very good.
No, yeah.
But their basketball team wasn't very good either. Underwater basket weaving. That's where Vanderbilt.
Equestrian, maybe? I don't know.
Fun, but kind of unsafe. Watch your drinks, ladies, even gentlemen. Watch your drinks. Watch your drinks, please.
Not to mention some of the political stuff that's been going on in Nashville over the last couple of months.
Everybody be careful, okay? Anywhere. Watch.
They have an arboretum.
They have an arboretum.
We know, Wes. You love talking about your trip to the arboretum in Nashville. Hey, you bring it up anytime we talk about Vanderbilt.
That's the name of the show.
You want to know why? Because it's literally the only thing that I did on Vanderbilt campus. That's the only thing to do while I was there. So
I really like the color.
At least their stadium's like somewhat put together now, and they don't have
it's not
a crane in the end zone anymore.
With the scoreboard swinging from the crane.
Swinging free in the wind. Sorry,
have
Jessi, go
a
ahead.
really great color scheme. I really enjoy it.
It's black. That's not a color scheme.
I love it.
God, we've been here too long.
And
Finish up.
then we have Florida. I hate to say it, but I just think there's too much going wrong for Florida right now. And they were 3-5 in the SEC, 5-7 overall. They have a super tough schedule that's going to be so hard to overcome. And it's just, oh, I'm sorry, Florida.
This is the signal of Billy getting the boot. I think this is it.
I
really think that they're gonna pack up the U-Haul this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not even make it through the whole season.
I listen, if they start off on a real bad string, they may give old Billy the walking papers. But I mean, what do you?
Yeah.
I'll go hire drinking in Florida. That would be. Oh
gosh.
My brain keeps going dark places. What is happening?
Why is this?
Do this to yourself, Matthew.
Just need to breathe.
Could you imagine? Yeah. Could you imagine if Drinky ended up in Florida?
He'd have the visor, which is perfect for that job.
It's just an even bigger platform for his weird phrases.
Yeah.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah.